Now that strategic ETC has entered the chat. Good evening and welcome to We All Gonna Die Wednesday. Livingston man, could you roll that beautiful bean footage?
We all gonna die. We all gonna die. We all gonna die. It's a we all gonna die Wednesday.
Boom. Just like that, Wednesday already. Good evening, everybody. Ohio Valley Prepping, Yardbirds, Wolfang, Cherokee Survival, Teresa Buchanan Rescue, Grateful Preps, NJ, Juby Joe, good to see you. Little Lone Prepper, Scott Hummer in the house, Colleen Rich, good to see you. William K's, Maria N. What's up? What's up? Smoking Swamp, Yardbirds in the house. Eric N1RV. Damn commercials screw up my syncing. Livingston man, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Livingston, roll that beautiful bean footage.
We all gonna die. We all gonna die. We all gonna die. It's a we all gonna die Wednesday.
Kablamo. Go time.
I take personal offense when they put ads over my fucking intro music.
True story. True story. Gen X Gemini, Michigan Outpost. Good to see you. Betty Lou. Good to see you. Greenleaf in the house. JBS. What's up? Savage Lee. Timothy. Good evening. Hope all is well with everybody, man. It's been a Wednesday. It was very Monday-ish for me today. Today was Murphy's freaking Law today. I got to work, offloaded some materials, and went to go to lunch today. And my truck, the suspension is not working. It's not working, bro. Thing's down on the bump stops. This thing has been to the shop for this problem 4 times since January. Very, very interesting. Sunset, thank you so much for popping in. Appreciate it. Donald H. Huth, what's good, my brother? Nightmarish scenario right now. 15 days till I have to drive, 1,400 miles in this thing. And it's not in a good way right now. It's literally on the bump stops.
A long
and
trip like that's what freaking crippled it last time, bro.
Yeah. Michigan Outpost, yes, it is under warranty, and they've supposedly fixed the Ram Rebel has the air ride system in it, right? So it's a nitrogen-filled shock absorber system that allows you to tow and haul a little bit more weight. Apparently, they're very troublesome. They have replaced majority of the parts of this system. The front shocks were leaking internally, replaced. The compressor burnt out from trying to fill the leaky shocks forever and had to be replaced. The valve body was cracked and had to be replaced. Nightmarish scenario with this freaking thing. They had to rebuild a motor when I came back from North Carolina. The whole top end of the motor was rebuilt. Oh, Michigan Outpost right now, it's the whole thing. The nitrogen that was in the system, I'm sure, has leaked out from wherever the issue is. And a strategic ETC, I might be having to, room with you to Ohio because my truck is fucked right now. I can't do shit with it. I have to take it back to the dealership and hope that I'm going to let them know. They're going to give me a loaner, and I'm going to tell them straight up, if my truck is not done, I'm driving this motherfucker to Ohio and back. Just an FYI. So, what if HVPS did a remake of Clerks? Livingston man can say, I'm not even supposed to be here. It's my day off. True story. Independent, many united. Good to see you, sister. Yardbirds, no, unfortunately.
Put one too many in the back.
Yeah.
He keeps telling them it's a manufacturer defect, but it's not.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Beef up the relief springs in the rear, help take some weight off the nitrous system, do the front springs as well. It's under lifetime warranty, Michigan Outpost. So until the day they write me a check for the book value of the truck and buy me out of my warranty, I'm at the mercy of the dealership. Gen X Gemini, it's a Ram Rebel 1500. So
We should rent a Cybertruck and go to Ohio in that.
That'd take like forever. Rob B, the warranty is awesome. I got to be honest, it's saved my ass here since January, big time. I think I've paid in total $216 for them to rebuild the entire top end of my truck, all new camshafts, all new lifters. That was like an $11,000 job to rebuild the top end of the motor. Then they did $4,000 worth of suspension work to it initially. I don't even know what the total was for them to replace the two front shocks, but I'm sure that had a hefty price tag to it as well. And now they're going back at this thing. Sucks. New transmission and new top end 2021 Silverado 1500. Good golly. Sell it to angry preppers, says Cherokee Survival. So, Yardbirds, I'm still paying for it, too. So every month the bill comes due, and I got to pay it no matter what. But I've had the thing for 30 days since January. It sucks. But, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they write me a check for the book value of the truck. It's got to be worth $16,000, Livingston man, right? So if they write me a check for the book value of the truck, for $16,000, and then I turn around and I take that check and my $16,000 pickup truck and walk out to the front from the service department to the showroom and say, hey, I want to put $32,000 into a pickup truck right now. What do you got for me?
2025 Ram Rebel with hair ride suspension.
Yeah, baby. No, but they don't offer the warranty anymore is the biggest trouble. So, man, I love my truck. They don't even offer a V8 anymore. For real. They don't even offer a V8 anymore. I tried to build one online, Livingston man.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God. It was like $85,000, right, for the truck. And the biggest motor I could put in it was a Hurricane V6. It's like a truck. It's got to have a V8. This is fucking America.
Stupid questions.
What the hell happened?
Stupid questions, climate change. But why do you need 8 cylinders? Isn't 6 enough?
Listen.
Some Safe Act bullshit. If you have more than 7 cylinders, that's 10 years.
Well, I got to be honest, man. The EV crunch is still on here in New York. We only got a few years of naturally aspirated gasoline vehicles left before they force us to go completely electric. Right?
No, it's that you just won't be able to buy one. Not going to come confiscate your fucking gas-powered car.
That's what they say.
Well, this is going to be one of those. I got to see this.
Yeah, then they're going to be like, "Listen, we'll give you some money for your car."
And then the dumbass president going to go on the television and say something stupid like, "Our patience is wearing thin." I've heard this before. We're going to come to your house, and then they learn real quick just from the online discourse that was a great idea, and we're waiting for you to do just that. And they were like, actually, we're not going to do that. Same with the stoves and come and give me, like, arrest me for
They
using my
are.
charcoal grill because I'm down.
No.
And I'm going to go to a jury
So-
and use nullification to get this bullshit stamped the fuck out. Yeah, I'm committing a crime. I'm grilling charcoal grill in my yard, and then when it's over with, I'm suing the piss out whoever it was that called the cops like a jerk. I'm taking everybody down with me when they can go ahead and enact all these ridiculous laws when we the people are virtually unanimous in that
We don't
this
want
is
it.
stupid and we don't want this.
Yeah.
Then it just moves to nullification. Proverbially arrested for this criminal behavior that they've turned you into overnight. Jury nullification. And that's it. When you take in front of a jury and explain exactly what this was and what happened, and it gets tossed out, they will not convict. That's how you defeat like stupid arbitrary laws. That's how you do that.
Yardbird says there is a El Salvador prison in Livingston Man's future.
MS-13, bro. You see it.
Rural, nah, man. Propane and propane accessories. Rescue says they can always apply regulation, power against gas stations, give them breaks to charging stations, force people to comply through regulation. That's where I think this is going 100% rescue. I think you hit the nail on the head. I don't think it's a sweeping action like you said. They're not going to come and take your fucking car. They're just going to make it harder for you to run that vehicle, right? The lube oil and filter, all the backyard mechanics. They're trying to make all these people who can do their own work and do their own thing obsolete, right?
That's why there's so many computers in the car, so you're forced to rely on the dealership.
And they do the same thing to the farmers with the tractors. The John Deere has got some shit going on with the software in the tractors and the monopolization of it. Being that farmers' tractor goes down the middle of the field, well, they got to get a technician over there to plug the computer in to reset it so you can run again.
Yeah, only his proprietary code can do that, and if you hack it, it's a crime.
Correct. So they're handcuffed and they can't, the tractor's not working, the field's not getting planted. This is a problem. Indy, you hit the nail on the head. It's all about control. It's
Sure.
Ultimately, what this will boil down to is controlling people's movements.
Secessio plebis. Fine, if I can't move, then I'm not going to.
I'm telling you, man, you're preaching to the choir, bro. I stay home. I love staying home. It's my favorite thing. Work.
And they just send the prison bus to pick you up and take you to the fields and do labor like some fucking Khmer Rouge shit. Like,
some random dude
where
says
you die.
The new random models of cars can just be turned off by Daddy Gov. That's very true. Most cars have the low jack feature in them nowadays. Most modern ones. Right?
Jericho Fox. It's like with those things is that they're trying to eliminate the ability to purchase the things that you feed them with. I said this when they started really attacking the Second Amendment. I said, well, then what they'll do is find a legal loophole around it. Okay, and what the Second Amendment doesn't mention is the food that they need, the seeds that you put in those things. So that's what they did. Micro stamping, forced artificial scarcity.
For sure. The background checks. I think the background checks, there's just so much ammo out there, man. The gangbangers are going to shoot all the ammo, right? They're not going to the store to buy a box of 9mm. They're getting it from the trunk of a car or a van, the
Fast
back
and
alley.
Furious.
Yeah. This is not front of the house stuff, The front of the house stuff is just to keep tabs on everybody out there. This at one point was admitted under oath, right? That the NICS check system.
We wanted to see where they ended up.
Is a backdoor gun registry. So, people are like, they don't know what I have. And, whatever, man. They know a lot more than they let on. 100%.
Well, because it was like they didn't know what you had until you went to Walmart and bought seeds for it with the credit card. Now they can put a pretty good idea of.
Well,
what
even
you
if
got.
you go with cash nowadays, Livingston Man, you can't purchase ammo in the state of New York without undergoing a background check that is the same background check that you would have to undergo to purchase a firearm. And then you have to be approved by the New York State Police to purchase that ammunition before they can sell it to you. That's New York State. That's why I call it the People's Republic of New Yorkistan. We have to ask the King's Guards permission to purchase this ammunition. welcome to New Yorkistan. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You either abide by it or you vote with your feet and you move out. Right? A lot of people, no rescue, no online sales to New York State.
And that goes for the weirdest shit. There's some things. I was trying to buy I wasn't trying to buy one, but I was shopping for one, an e-bike. And every one that I thought was worth a damn that I clicked on couldn't be shipped to New York. Now, I assume that has something to do with like air freight or something to do with probably its battery. Or is it because I genuinely want one?
Yeah. E-bikes are awesome.
But I mean, now I can buy one. I can go to a store and buy one locally. But to buy one online, at least from Amazon, I couldn't do it. It can't be shipped to your location with no.
So some e-bikes are different states regulate e-bikes differently. There's
I don't live in New York City. I'm not going to plug it into a two-prong outlet that my uncle's friends hooked up.
Well, it's not the power
you can have one of these
consumption.
Piece of shit Teslas, but I can't buy this fucking thing.
It's the power output. You may be exceeding the class. It may be too high of a wattage for New York State. You may need a 750. You can't be having a high capacity electric bicycle, Mr. Livingston. Man,
I was looking at I wanted one with a 1,000-watt motor.
No, it's not allowed. This is New York. Go fuck yourself.
What is wrong? They think I'm going to be able to run away from their big fat cops or something? Is that the problem?
On an e-bike, I don't think so, man. You ain't out running that Hemi and that Challenger.
All day long, there's guys out front of my house.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah.
On actual motorcycles, but I can't have this fucking electric toy bike. I mean, I love it. I love it here. I do. You know what my intention is, Mike? And I'm going to speak to a couple things. One of them is local, but one of them is more regional. Maybe a lot of you guys don't know what's happening, but in the little town of Red Hook, New York, they're pulling this eminent domain shit, and they're stealing a boat club. It's a tax-paying entity.
Okay.
I'm not a member of the boat club. I don't know what they did, but it's a private boat club in the way that like sort of you have like your local gun clubs.
Yes, but the boat club's access is to the Hudson River, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
The town of Red Hook has decided that the town of Red Hook does not have river access, and so they're going to use eminent domain to take over this place. And take it right from them. This is a functioning establishment that is maintained. Taxes are paid. Nothing's delinquent. This is simply rich fucks from the city
want your property.
Who can't
launch their boats in the Hudson River.
They need your waterfront property. And if you have ever heard the saga of the Fergary shacks in Hudson, the little fishing village they used to have, this is textbook that. Rich fucks from the city want your waterfront property and will use politics and legal bullshit to take it.
Yeah.
They're doing that.
Eminent domain, I think is highly unconstitutional in my personal opinion.
It is almost always used for properties that are delinquent, properties that are in foreclosure. They're unkempt. They need to build. They need to. It's essential that they build some sort of infrastructure through it. Here, it's just like, nice boat club you got there. Be a shame if we just took that shit from you, and that's exactly what they're doing here.
Yeah.
There's no basis and no necessity and no essentiality for the town of Red Hook to steal this. The people themselves are against it. The town board is adamant that it's going to happen, and fuck the will of the people and fuck the will of the members of this boat club. This is New York in a nutshell. This is just a microcosm of the entire of New York.
Yeah, true story.
Where
true story.
This has been done, it will be continue to be done until people do think. What I advocated for is if it goes through, state hold the line. But if they say, hey, you know what, we're going to disregard the will of the people and we're going to do this, then what you leave them is a pile of fucking ashes with feces smeared on it. Here's your fucking boat club. Whenever they intend to come and take something from you, then give them exactly what you should give them, Jack. And what I intend to do is be a holdout. I was today so frustrated with the state of New York that I was like, we need to bring back drugs. We need to bring back crime. We need to bring back shithole conditions. I grew up and thrived in those. It's these fucking parasites from down there who can't, and I want to make this place so fucking unpleasant that they fuck off.
It's you know what? It's a strategy that even some of the rich folks use to devalue neighborhoods.
You hire protesters to burn them down so you can buy it.
To go in and buy them up cheap, right? This may have actually happened in the city of Hudson, Livingston, man. You may be seeing exactly that plan at work, where they went in and they sent, people up there, to nefarious, dirty people to do nasty shit in Hudson, and they did. They did, and the place went to shit. There was a time in the city of Hudson that they would give you a property. You can have this if you promise, and you can show us that you have the money to fix it and bring it back to life. We want to build Hudson back up again.
What they turn it into is this cute little museum town, but what it is just a fucking resort where a bunch of freaking stinky hippies come up on the weekend.
They have pushed all
and they protest all weekend.
They pushed all the poor people.
Fuck Donald Trump.
They pushed all the poor people down, basically backs against the river at this point.
And now they're like, actually, y'all have the waterfront property. We need that too.
Yeah, very true. The tactics are, yeah. I drove through to Hudson today, and I was surprised at some of the buildings I saw uptown. There's a new brewery in Hudson.
Of course there is.
I mean...
the Upper Depot, no, those are cool guys, and that's a cool... Well, at least they're using the thing for... They didn't gut the building and make a perversion of what it once was.
True.
But that's what Hudson's becoming, and smaller towns. What I said when I was... investigating this Red Hook boat club thing was I was like, oh man, they go Hudson, you're Red Hook. Get ready, here it comes.
Yeah.
And also they let those stinky bardvarks vote in their elections. So for some reason, school's in session, the stinky...
All the college kids get to vote in the election?
Right, and so you get these wingbat fucking leftists sitting on the town board.
But you're only a temporary transplant here. Why should you vote in a local election? Federal elections, you should be able to vote in the local area because you're now here, but
well, then,
you're not
Michael,
a permanent
I gotta
resident.
ask you then, how many people, you know what the first thing the fucking city folks do, I'm hating on y'all tonight, friend or foe, I know which one you are, hating on y'all tonight. You city fucking transplants come here, and what you do is you actually physically really live and work in the city, but because you got your little mailing address up here, you don't have to pay New York City taxes. You can vote in our elections, and it's simply an economic choice that they all make, and that's why Susan, who nobody gives a fuck who is and nobody's ever heard before, is the town supervisor of your town.
Yeah.
Who never lived there, don't know shit, but you know what she does know? In her mind, better than you.
Yeah. And now she's on the school board too. Congratulations. Yeah. And that's the way it works, man. That's the way it works. I had a friend who ran for school board as a...
Hey, Django, how'd you get in here? You guys want to see a cool cat?
As a conservative Christian, and was vilified for it. Vilified for trying to put his values out there.
You can't even see him. He's
a
cool guy. He's like, I do not like
he's the man.
TV show.
What up, buddy? He's a good dude.
He didn't even know you were in here.
He was hiding. He was hiding.
I gotta go. Y'all talking politics.
He don't want to hear it. So, friend or foe? Friend or foe, right?
We don't want to hear the black dude's opinion.
I gotta be honest with you. I did not intend on this conversation going the way it has so far, but we rolling with it.
There's bound to be some cuck in the chat. I'm waiting for it. Well, the trickle down, and those people invest in the community, and what you wouldn't even have a job if it wasn't for them. I can't even hear you. There is nobody also, which is good. But they don't invest in the community. Not a single one of them is here for you, for the community, or for any sort of.
They're here for themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, to flex their city money upstate where things used to be.
Cheaper.
Well, they used to be cheaper.
We saw it coming when they would somewhere along the line they learned to come up here on the weekend and do their grocery shopping.
Yeah, they come up on the Friday and they pillage the grocery stores before they leave on Sunday because everything up here is cheaper. They bring their coolers and they pack them in the back of their Prius, and then they drive back down to the city. It's rough, man. It's rough. Katrinka, it's going. Thank you so much for asking. Hudson Valley reminds me so much of my brother-in-law. Right on, R. Williams. Appreciate it.
The region or the person?
Yeah. So, friend or foe? The topic that I kind of wanted to get on is not everybody who talks preparedness with you is your friend, right? Some of these folks are sizing you up because they are not preparing. They may talk the talk. They may hear what you say and listen to what you say. And they may say, oh, yeah, I got some of that stuff. I got a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But in reality, their entire plan is when things go south, they are just going to bowl you over because they're friends with you and take your shit.
Or just suck off of you.
That too.
Live vicariously and
That
nicely
too.
through what you've built.
So I don't want to just talk about this. I want to talk about some ways that you can avoid this situation.
And spot it.
Right. I think one of the biggest things that you need to do is if you're sharing your preparedness plans or your preparedness stockpiles with anybody and their locations, you need to be comfortable with them enough to let them know what you have, number one, right? That's a big one. That's a real big one. Number two, you need to, when they say, yeah, I got some of this and I got some of that. And, if things get bad, I could come and help with this. And, if you could help me with that, I could help you with this. If they're talking like that, they're probably on the up and up, right? But there are some good bullshitters out there, Livingston, man. We're in New York State, the home of the bullshitters. All right, they are grown. They're literally grown from the ground here, and it is so important to physically verify everything that people say that they have. Okay, you have to go and make sure that Bill has the 200 pounds of rice that he was talking about, and Bill's word is worth something. Because a lot of people are going to give you their word, and it's really just bullshit. JBS, 100% trust but verify. Exactly.
I verify and then trust. I'm like, I've met some shady, fucking seedy, unsavory characters in my day. I can spot a bullshitter pretty good, although, so like you say, some people can be very charming. And like red flags you gotta look for is somebody that talks too much.
Yeah.
Like you're talking to somebody, and like, oh, yeah, and they're just glad handing you, like, more or less agreeing with everything you say.
Yeah.
I got them one upping you and shit. Yeah, right, dude. Personally, I'm literally like, I'm too old to make new friends. Unless you're fucking awesome. Unless you're awesome or like in this chat right now. And even like, I don't know none of you. Well, I don't know probably most of you people in real life. But I'm suspicious of new characters in my life just in general. I'm not an old dog, but I'm getting there. And I'm like, if I ain't known you for 10 or 20 years, bro, there's a fucking reason for that. No.
Oh, William, I'm not talking about you at all. I'm sorry. But, Bill was a metaphorical Bill. I got to put that out there for sure. I don't want to hurt your feelings, bro. You're a good dude. You're a good dude. I've met you a couple times. So you need to verify, guys.
I'm immediately suspicious of new people, especially in the situation we're referring to here. Don't come knocking on my door at 15, 20, whatever. I don't even know how fucking old I am. Don't be like, oh, I knew you in high school. No, the fuck you didn't. No, you didn't. You knew that idiot that I was back then. And I remember you too, and I hate you still. Don't forget that. Remember that time you called me a nerd? Yeah, I ain't forget that.
See,
come around.
Grateful Preps NJ has her Livingston Man patch for verification.
If you have that, then you can stand by my side.
Amen.
The rest of you can get stacked in the trailer. Trent, do work, brother.
Old Mutt is stocking up on cat and dog food and some Span the freeloaders.
No, get that. Did you see that thing that dude posted in the group? They made the potted meatloaf. Did you see that?
Oh, no, I didn't.
He claimed it came out good, but I didn't actually. He didn't show himself eating it. But
good God,
the potted meat, it looked like shit from a butt. He dumped it. It was like, and he made meatloaf out of it.
Yuck.
If you have a Livingston Man patch, you're in. If you don't, you're not.
Yeah.
And guess what else? There will never be any more of them made. If you have one, that's it.
Yeah, it's true. There's only a handful of them left, honestly. Like a handful of them left. And those,
I'll set your mind at ease. I have
I'm taking those to a mythical land, Louis.
I have a small amount of them.
I'm not
that
coming back with any.
perhaps will be awarded to worthy folks in the future. I think there might be 5.
Yeah.
That I have.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Because when we did them, you did say, okay, my face is on them. These are mine. Prepping Mantis, what's up, brother?
There's a
Good to
little
see
story behind those patches. Mrs. Livingston comes up to me. I'm standing in the kitchen, minding my own business. She's like, hold still. And she's got a camera. And I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, she's taking my picture. I love
Oh, yeah.
I love
Sure.
cameras. I'm like, yeah, fucking. So she's like getting this side profile. And then 2 weeks later, Mike comes to my house with these patches with the pictures she took. And I was like, oh, that's what y'all were doing? Shit.
Hunter, and once again, he says, the shit is going to hit the fan. It's getting old. Nothing will hit the fan. It's the slow burn, bro. It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn.
He's that guy. He's the nothing ever happens guy. You know why Hunter always messes with me is because him and I actually think a lot alike.
Yeah.
At the core of it.
For sure. It's the slow burn, man. It's the slow burn. We're in the meat grinder, bro.
Yeah, we make this face at the world
Yeah, we're in the meat grinder. Occasionally, things will pop up that will make the money hairs in the back of your neck go, You know, when the power grid fails to a couple, first world nations, right? That's interesting. Hunter says nothing's been happening for at least 25 years that I've been paying attention to. Well, nothing on a grand scale yet, that's for sure. Isolated, shit hit the fan events. Most likely thing to happen to you, right?
And what always happens is that they come out and they the community stands up for itself and gets things done, and then the guys come and they fix it, and things are bad and people suffer. That's just a way of life and a fact of life, really. But short of a global event in terms of either some massive sun thing burns the planet and kills us all, or for some reason the electrical grid fails and also all the people responsible for maintaining and repairing it decide that they're just not going to, or catastrophic nuclear war.
Sandy M says, I only trust my family very close to me. Seen too much shit working at a grocery store.
I've seen too much shit going to the grocery store. I know what you mean. I hate that. I hate the public. Oh my God. I hate the public. People go out in public
tough,
and they're like, hey, those unspoken rules of society.
Let's break them all.
I'm not going to bother with any of that.
No, the heck with them. Jules, good to see you, sister. Hope all is well.
Friend or foe. And I think
Hunter says, I'm not wishing for shit at the fan. However, I could use some time off work and the stimmy.
Little self-care.
I tell you what, man, prices of things here are unsustainable. The housing is off the chain. The prices going up, that's foe, right? That's definitely not our friend. Things becoming more expensive, definitely not friendly. It's driving the average Joe right out of the game, hands down. Things are brutal, man, and they're going to get more expensive. They're going to get things are going to get tighter. I think we're going to see multi-generational housing moving forward because housing has become so expensive. It sucks, man. It sucks. I don't know how we combat it. I talking in the Angry Prepper stream last night with somebody about how do you fix this? How do you fix this? Do you just drop a zero off the price of everything and make coins great again? Right? You can actually buy a fucking candy bar with a nickel again. It's not $5. It's now 5 cents or 50 cents, right? I mean, shit. It's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. Average home price here, damn near $500,000.
And you don't get much for that.
And it needs to be completely redone.
You don't get much for your $500,000 here in upstate New York at any rate. $500,000.
No, on a postage stamp, a house with fucking 2-bedroom, 1 bath, on a postage stamp of property that needs to be redone. It hasn't been touched since the 70s when they built it.
1940 when they put it up. It used
It
used to be a farmer's hovel.
So,
Well, the reason for this is obviously is in when you're talking the big high stakes money shit. It's all corporate greed. Corporations shouldn't be allowed to own housing. BlackRock, talking to you.
I agree
Warren
with
Buffett, go fuck yourself to death. Guys like him, George Soros, these market manipulators. You know, Warren Buffett like crashed the economy like back in the 70s, early 80s, like single-handedly called Black. I want to say in Britain they call it Black Monday.
Yeah.
He should have been capital punished for what he did, but it wasn't illegal. But these are guys who can pull that off. He made $1 billion by tanking his country's economy and putting people out of work, putting people out of food, putting people out of houses because he fucking could. That's every person that plays the stock market, whether they actively are doing that or not. If they're participating in that system, they're complicit in it. It's that casino we call the economy is controlled by people that can and will, for their own benefit, do things like put you out of your house.
Oh yeah, straight
Shutter
up
your
tank
factory.
that thing. Yeah.
The new revolution has got to be aimed toward restoring a status quo here. This 100 guys that own everything and have all the money, it's got to be over. The people are over it, and we simply don't know how to respond to it because we fucking can't afford to. And that's the point. That's why it works. You're being starved into silence, into irrelevance. You are a mule who will be worked to death for the profit of someone above you because your social station is here and other people have decided that theirs is here. That's the revolution. If you need to hate something, hate that.
Well said. There you go. There's your foe. It's man.
Not the people personally. The system that enables it has got to come down.
Yeah.
But of course, who rigged the game? The ones who play it best, right? The entire economic situation in America, and argue the world, is that you as a poor, and unless you're millionaires are poors anymore in today's world.
Yeah.
All right.
And well, those are the paycheck to paycheck type of folks nowadays.
If you're paycheck to paycheck, if you're just an average Joe or Jill or Jane, whatever you want to call it,
the debt-based society has to die.
You are being forced to play a rigged game against cheaters. And what you would do, if this was Xbox, you would rage quit and turn it off.
Well said. Well said. Man, so friend or foe, right? None of this is good for us. This is all bad. The fix is bad. The situation is bad. It's all bad. Even fixing this is going to suck, right? It's going to suck for a while because, let's face it, federal government has been running with a blank checkbook that belongs to us, writing checks to everybody and anybody for, 100 years, right? 100 years. We're in big trouble. Maybe we need to bring that gold and silver standard back, Livingston Man. Maybe we need to back our currency with something more than the full faith and credit of the Federal Reserve, who we found out really can't even balance a fucking budget. These are the people who said, please, whatever you do, don't fucking audit us. Because you're going to see some shit that's going to make you lose control.
It's because the people who are in charge of crafting and passing legislation
make money off it.
Not only that, they're elected because they're charming, good-looking, popular, say what you want to hear. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, they don't know what they're talking about. they don't know what they're doing. And like when they get to office and bills are placed in front of them, they very quickly realize that they don't even understand what this says.
Yeah.
And then they sign it or not based on which half of the fucking government decided to jump off the bridge and which ones didn't. They just follow each other. I can't stand when like issues of science and come up in Congress.
Yeah, to people who have no idea what the fuck they're talking about, and they have to vote on it.
They're lawyers, not scientists. So you can automatically assume that none of them, red or blue, actually understand what is being presented to them. And they go with a, I just think attitude.
Yeah. I feel like.
Yeah, even worse. And that's a logical fallacy, among other things.
Your feelings, right? Your feelings can be both friend and foe. That's a big one. Because you can feel good about somebody and still have them screw you over in the end, right? You can feel good about the politician that you elected or helped elect, right? And then they screw you over in the end. So
if you're not them, they're going to screw you over in the end.
That's true. That's true.
There's no such thing as elder statesmen like that we're told apparently existed in history.
The elder statesmen are what you would call the deep statesmen. These folks who were career politicians who sucked off the government tit for so long that they got rich in a public servant position. That's
not what I'm talking about at all.
Okay.
I'm talking about again, history has a funny way of embellishing. Like telling a certain side of the story. But if we're talking about America, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, is men like Calvin Coolidge, my favorite president. In his day, you could run for as many terms as possible. Term limits weren't a thing for the president yet.
Okay.
Cal, you going to run for a third term? He said, I didn't want to do two, but I had to stick around because I wasn't done yet.
Interesting.
The man he didn't want to be president. But felt that because his party nominated him, that it was his duty to serve.
Interesting.
And then was keen to get out of there as soon as possible because it wasn't a man's place to hold power for that long. There's no such thing as that anymore. And even all the way up to the presidency, we got this new guy talking about looking to change that.
I tell you what, man, I think
that's a step toward monarchy, a step toward autocracy, and a step toward dictatorship. I do not want to live in America where we have a life leader.
The
fact that they give Supreme Court justices that
no kings
should be changed. Enough of the super old, out of touch, rich, don't understand what it's actually like to be an American today. People making decisions. Let me break this down because I find this on job sites all the time. And the simplest way to put this is you should never let people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about tell you who does know what the fuck you're talking about what to do.
Livingston man talking with his hands again, changing the camera. I tell you what, man, I don't know where it goes.
Straight to hell, Mike. On wheels.
Raul Duke says term limits for all and outlaw lobbying. That's a good start.
No insider trading either.
Well, they're also talking about politicians and their family not being able to dabble in the stock market because they regulate things that are traded and can affect the outcome of these, right? I
got a better one. Okay. All right, so we all know that there's like a federal...
Amen, Yardbirds.
There's a federal minimum wage. So congresspeople, the United States Congress, and all forms of the federal government should make minimum wage. Doge, where you at with that proposal? You bunch of money-grubbing fucks. But not, or better yet, if you're a representative, the House of Representatives, and especially in the state legislature, your pay should be the minimum wage of what your constituents is. Let's see you live like us before you act like you know how we feel and how we do. Anyone who takes people like Nancy Pelosi seriously, and I'm going to throw, but anybody who takes people like Donald Trump and think that he understands what you go through, your lifestyle, you're fucking tripping, dude.
True story. True story. They've never lived in hard times or poverty or anything like that. Most that they've done is visit it and feel bad for the people that live there, right? True story. True story. I mean, moral of the story here is none of these people are going to get us out of this. This is all up to us to make things better, to do more with less, right? And to keep fucking smiling and keep pushing forward and literally be the change you want to see, right? I think that's a big one.
The change I want to see is like 10 million Americans didn't go to work for a week. And all of a sudden, when the rich bastard starts his stock tanks and it's all over with, they got to look to you and come begging to you because that's the way it should be. Who makes it work?
Yeah, the cogs in the wheel. The cogs in the wheel. Otherwise, the wheel collapses.
It is being bred into some of you that that's not the case. I promise you, it is.
Now, I would love, Livingston Man, to charge folks, $20 an
Here it
hour.
comes.
I would love to charge folks
But I gotta
$20
go
an
to
hour
work.
to go to work and do the job that I do right now. But the fact of the matter is prices are so high that if I charged $20 an hour, I would literally go bankrupt trying to do my job. I would not be able to buy the materials and get to the job and even do it for that kind of money because everything is so expensive, right?
And this is the leverage they hold over you, though. See, they don't get a new shower put in, but you can't fucking eat. Choose. I want my shower. Do you want to eat? That's what they said to you.
Basically.
And you,
well, this is
and are you
this is
making
the
case
this
that
is
you
the
should feel.
This is the world that we live in.
Good
No,
about that?
I feel upset that I can't do that. I feel handcuffed that I can't do that. I feel bad having to charge money to do what I do and fix things for people.
That is exactly what they want you to think, brother.
Yeah.
Defeat that mentality.
You got
Please.
to. You got to.
Now, yeah, I am openly calling for everybody to just tell your fucking overlord, whoever they are, to do it their fucking self then. Or quit fucking with me.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
Is that hard? Is that going to hurt? Is that going to cause you financial difficulty? Well, so are all these stupid tariffs that the orange guy is doing.
So-
all this economic bullshit they're doing. So you're already being asked by your own government to take it up the ass and pay more and sacrifice and sacrifice. No. All we do is pay more and sacrifice. This shit's got to fucking stop. It's going to be what brings America to its knees.
Grateful Prep says, I like my employer. I agree. I worked for many, many years with my best friend every day. It was the most awesome job in the world. And it came to an end. It came to, like all good things, there's an end to them. And your boss, are they your friend or are they your foe? Your job. Is that your friend or is that the foe that's keeping us in the situation that we're in, right? Yardbird says, over a woman? No, of course not. Nope. You work too many years with somebody, and next thing you know, you're bickering like two old ladies, and it grinds on you. So it's rough. But man, if we keep pumping into the system that is keeping us chained down, how will things ever change?
They won't. And they bank on we're locked into this simulation where it can't. Because we're all, and myself included here, I don't mean to sound I'm preaching, okay?
But you're preaching.
I fully acknowledge that I am just one of us, all right? I'm just I ain't shit. I make jack shit money. I paycheck to paycheck. I am Joe America or whatever, you
Absolutely.
know? And there's so many of us. But we're beholden to this idea of these elites. We trust them. We elect them. We listen to what they say. We're like, oh, he's going to do right by me. They're going to do right. They're going to fight the fight. But at the end of the day, it always turns out that they either don't or they try and can't. Because the giant machine that's actually keeping us all in this sort of indentured servitude, that really what it is, go to work or be homeless. Go to work or starve. That's the system you live under. Medieval peasants had more days off in a year than you do. This is the world today, not just America. Europe might be doing a different thing. I ain't been there. And if they're living large and having a grand old time, I want to know why and how is it possible? And why can't we implement that here? But here in America, everybody is tired of working, slaving, dying, injured. You know what? All your hard work's going to get you crippled, sick. And then insurance is going to say, I'm not paying for that.
Yeah.
So that's what your ridiculous work ethic, this brainwashing that has occurred to all of us, is. That's what awaits you, my friend.
It's rough, man. It's rough. Even running, now I'm doing my own thing. I've got the tile company and, starting to book jobs and work like that. And it's awesome, but it's a constant struggle against the debt-based society in which we live. And the money that you bring in, you know what I mean? It's like, do I start my prices low enough that I get lots of work and run the risk of going bankrupt, or do I just set the bar high and go? Nostalgic Nomad says, "Oh, you poor bastard, slanging tiles." Yeah, we slanging them tiles.
I'm not. I can't point to the only specific thing I can point to if we're looking to blame something for everything I just said is literally the system, who was bought, paid for, and written 100 years ago by Gilded Age billionaires so that they could keep and perpetuate what they had made or what they had funded people much lesser than themselves to build. Pharaoh didn't build the pyramids.
No, he commissioned them. He commissioned them. He said, we should do this.
And I'm the type of guy who wants to know who was those people that actually did the damn thing and not the rich fuck that came along and put his name on it and said, I did that. What you got to, it's the money. It's the root of all evil, and we know it. And if you're a biblical person, pious, know your scripture, money in general is the false idol, and it'll be our downfall.
Yeah, well, we're already witnessing it. It is the foe, 100%. But how do you live without it? Self-sustainability. But it takes a lot of money to get self-sustainable, Livingston, man. Those cows.
Oh no, I'm told all you got to do is pull yourself up by your bootstraps and work hard, because that's not what I've been doing for the last 20 fucking years.
Yeah. Well, cows are expensive.
The key is
go buy yourself a calf.
The real key, folks, is called generational wealth. You're a trust fund bitch who got handed a lot of money and a lot of opportunity and never had to work a day in your life. You ain't got no calluses on your hands. That's the secret. Hard work and pulling bootstraps. Go ask fucking Midwestern farmers in the 1930s how that worked out for them.
Rescue. I agree with you, my friend. I kind of feel the same way about things. Looking back and some of the decisions. If I could tell my 18-year-old self one thing.
Now, Stik Nomad, I'm actually the electrically trained, although I'm not an electrician.
Yeah. Sit on that. Previously, I was a renovation contractor. I would build you a house. I would put your addition on, your windows, your doors, your roof, your whatever you needed. We were there, more of a general contractor. And but if I could tell my 18-year-old self one piece of advice, and it's something that I would cash in on today, right now. I would not wait any longer. Excuse me. I would tell my 18-year-old self, buy the Bitcoin. Spend your money on the Bitcoin and just fucking leave it alone until 2025 and cash out. Telling you. Right? Buy stock in Google. Buy stock in computer chips. Right?
I would go back further in time. I would erase the Beatles.
Uh-oh.
I would erase the Beatles, and then I would write all their songs and make all their money. I already got the plan, bro.
Gen X Gemini, that's rough. But yeah, I would cash it all in right now, and maybe keep one or two in there, but take the bulk of it out. And man, tell you what, Wisconsin Farm Boy, you have a great night, brother.
It's true. And now, jack of all trades, I'm sort of that, and a master of none, really. And all the things I do in my own mind, confidently, I think the thing that I do the best, that whenever you do work, whenever you put yourself out there, or you apply your hands to a thing, there's always criticism. And of course, like, I would have done it that way, I would do it this way.
I could pick my own work apart.
Anybody that's
I have
ever,
no issue doing that.
if you ever posted your work on the internet, you'll understand that fucking some people are just got hate in their hearts. But the thing that that criticism will not affect me whatsoever is play my guitar. I'm doing it. You can't. If you don't like it, you don't have to listen. But when I'm doing it for my own self, I'm doing it just right, and it's so good, you know? So maybe, yeah. Rob B, I actually have a beep, beep, beep. It's like this radar breaker finder thing. I actually
That's
have
pretty
one of
cool.
those. It's easier than sticking the old fucking suicide ring in the outlet and seeing how it works.
Yeah.
Hit yourself in the thumb with a hammer. If what we see, what we're confronted with is people calling the shots who never banged their thumb, who don't even know what the tool you're using is called, but they're telling you how to use it.
It's true.
They're saying, I just think it's the shit you got to shut out. Or tell them to do it themselves, then they know so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck.
Secessio
Give it the
plebis.
old college try.
Secessio plebis has worked every single time it was
Implemented.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Has
and
to
led
be
to drastic
has to be
social
implemented
change.
Vastly nationwide, right? That's the big thing. That's the big thing. If you could implement Secessio plebis nationwide, you'd get your answers and you would get them fast, because every corporation in America would come to a screeching fucking halt. Every grocery store, every gas station, everything would stop.
If they know so much, how come they're not doing it? Why are they telling you to do it?
And this is why they put us in a box. This is why they shadow ban you. This is why they keep you separated. If you spread a message like, listen, they keep telling you you ain't got to do nothing and things are going to get better, they're telling you the truth. What you really got to do is nothing. You need a Secessio plebis and let them sit and wait.
I'm going to type this in the chat, and if you guys want to look this up, it's a thing. It's a phenomenon. They would do this in the Roman Empire from time to time. This is ancient. That's how it's spelled. If you just copy paste that, type it into wherever, the phenomenon will come up. This is a thing that they used to do. The peasants, they had a different word for them back then. The peasant class, the workers, right, would become angry with the situation. They're not getting paid enough. They're not getting fed enough. They're not getting appreciated enough. And so they would all leave the city en masse.
Yeah.
And go have a Burning Man outside the walls of Rome. Leave the elites to their own devices. You know so much. All yours, bub. And it worked every single time. You got to come back. We'll pay you whatever you need. Oh, my God, sorry. The modern equivalent would be the strike.
Yeah, but it needs to be a general strike, is what Secessio plebis was called, is a general strike.
Not just the rail workers, not just the iron workers, not just the workers, period. If you're poor, we're leaving. We're going on a camp out and let those rich people have a weak to
JBS,
themselves.
I'm sorry YouTube's messing with you. I'm sure a lot of people are getting it. Thank you for stopping by tonight and struggling through the issues with the tube. Appreciate you being here. It's rough, man, and it's going to get rougher.
Friend or foe?
Well, here's
I
the
think
gig,
the
man.
system is the system as written and practiced today is our foe.
100%. 100%.
There's what it says, and there's the the glorious mythology of what is America and the founding fathers and the eagles and the flags and shit. And then there's what you actually live as an American, and you must be blind to not see that there's a line drawn right across the middle of that.
It's true. It's true, man. Most folks are one mistake away from losing everything.
You want a
Livingston,
medical
man.
emergency away from bankruptcy.
Yep. It's true.
And if you're married, congratulations. You die, your spouse gets to handle that. Because though the patient die, the doctor is paid.
Gary Live, good to see you. Thank you for stopping in.
Everything that could be wrong with our current system is.
So that brings me to the final point here tonight. As things get tighter, as things get financially worse for folks, and it seems that that's what's really on the horizon here, there's going to be more foes than friends. So you need to find your true friends now. You need to stick with them. You need to stick together, and you need to look out for one another, because the foes, they're going to be coming. They're going to be coming hot and heavy. The foes, the fiends, the schemers, the scammers, all of them. And some people you wouldn't ever think.
They're already coming for you. How many
Petty Roach.
the junk mail, the spam bots,
They're there,
the
man.
text messages. They tell you
They're
you owe
after
money.
you already.
They tell you the email. Did you owe Easy Pass money? You ain't drove a car in 5 years. Like it's already here, man.
It's true.
Wait till those folks hit the streets and do it in person. They're already training for this.
True story. And if you folks are not busy in about half an hour, Livingston, man, Rural 2, I see, is going live with his rural report. Or no, I'm sorry. It's Workshop Wednesdays over at Rural 2 IC's
Is this
channel.
Is this a different guy?
No, that's
guy?
Rural 2 IC. That's right. That's him. There you go. He's pointing at cameras and things get moving. The AI is after us. Patty Roach says the hot singles in my area always get me.
We got Patty Roach sitting back thinking, but I'm starting to think the hot singles in my area might not actually be hot or in my area.
True story, man. The scam texts, the scam emails, they're coming out of the freaking woodwork. And they're coming for your hard-earned dollars. They're coming to scam you, to rip you off.
That's all they want.
To do everything.
They want your life to cost money. You're paying a subscription to live on planet Earth, bro.
The foes are many, and the friends are few. Livingston, man, you're going to have to take us out of here with the intro one more time. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for being here. If you're enjoying yourself, if you're having a good time, please smash that like button. If you're new here, consider subscribing. We would really appreciate it. Share this out. It's the only way anybody else is going to see this, because you know damn well YouTube ain't going to promote this on their platform. So thank you for joining us.
We all go down.